One of the most popular commanders of all time just came to Arena. It's Lathril, Blade of the Elves. She's a 2/3 that hits and makes a lot of elves. We're going to elf ball all the way to victory. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic. Mana Dad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. On Arena now with Foundations, Lathril, Blade of the Elves. I think it's a top 10 commander on EDH Rec currently and has been for a while. It was a commander-only print, but now it's in standard. It's a 2/3 legendary menace. When it hits, she's going to create as many elves as she deals damage, so we'll look to buff her up. And then there's a kind of a crazy ability, which just stay tuned. We'll see if we can pull it off. Tap Lathril, tap 10 untapped elves you control. Each opponent loses 10, you gain 10. So a 20-point swing if we can get that many elves on the battlefield. We'll see. It might just be better to attack with 10 elves. But let's take a look at the deck. We got a lot of ELFBALL goodness in now available in some new stuff from Foundation. So we do, because we have black with our green, we can play stuff like Cut Down, Fatal Push, even Dark Ritual. So get Lathril out on turn 2. That would be cool. We got Allosaurus Shepherd. Of course, elf decks can make a lot of mana, and then when we get a lot of mana, we can pay 6 and to change all our elves into 5/5 dinosaurs. We can ramp with Birds of Paradise, but mostly we're going to be ramping with elves like Sentinel Stalwart, Elvish Mystic, Jasper Sentinel, Llanowar Elves, and Deathrite Shaman. We do have a Delighted Halfling in here, which we can use to cast Lathril without getting countered, which is kind of key in Brawl these days. There are a lot of counter spells running around. We can buff up Lathril with Shadow Spear, more removal, Bit of Triumph, Feed the Swarm, Infernal Grasp. Another black elf here you might not know about from all the way back in Kaldheim. 3/1 Skemfar Avenger. Whenever another non-token elf or berserker you control dies, you draw a card, lose a life. So it's a little card draw elf. We have some removal here with Broken Bond that can also ramp us. Elvish Warmaster also has a mana sink to give elves +2/+2 and Death Touch, which is nice, and it will make elves as we cast elves. Can ramp some more with Into the North. Priest of Titania. Tap to add green for each elf on the battlefield. Counts your opponent's elves. Tear Asunder, just a great Golgari removal spell. Elvish Clan Caller and Leaf Crown Visionary, 2 elf lords at 2 mana. Golgari Charm can minus all creatures, which we hopefully don't want to do. Destroy target enchantment, and can also save us from board wipes to regenerate each creature we control, which is kind of key. Elf decks kind of fold to board wipes. Finale of Devastation, let's move that over to the late game. Toxic Deluge we have as a board wipe. We also have Crippling Fear as a board wipe. Growing Rites of Itlamok is a great way to ramp. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia is another rampant elf. Imperious Perfect is an elf lord that makes more elves. Reclamation Sage is an elf that destroys stuff. Rishkar is an elf that helps our elves tap. Springbloom Druid is a ramping elf. We're going to make some serious mana here. Here's a new one. Eladamri Corvectol. 3/3. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Very useful. We've got a lot of creatures in this deck. Elvish Archdruid. This is the Jumpstart version, but this did get printed into Foundation, so enjoy that one. Tyvar the Pummeler. That's also fairly new here. Tap another untapped creature you control. It gains indestructible until end of turn, and then it has a mana sink. Creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. And we might get some powerful creatures. We'll find out about that in a sec. Circle of Dreams Druid is another elf that can tap for a lot. Abomination of Llanowar. This is another commander card. I believe it's the original Commander Legends. Vigilance Menace equal to the number of elves you control plus the number of elves in your graveyard. Glissa is a classic, fantastic elf that when it hits is going to do one of many things. Herald of Skemfar. 3/2 Menace. When it enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal an elf, warrior, or Tyvar card from among them, put it into your hand. That's pretty useful. Shaman of the Pack. Each opponent or target opponent loses life equal to the number of elves you control. So we're going to hopefully swarm with elves. Defense of the Heart, you kind of want to just play that. We'll jump ahead because we're in Defense of the Heart. So if opponent controls 3 or more creatures, we can sack it for 2 creature cards. So we can put into play stuff like Endray's Forerunners, Craterhoof Behemoth. We can also call those out with Finale of Devastation, so that's cool. We got the Elven Ambush, which is going to just double up the number of elves we have. Oracle of Moldiah, which is going to let us play lands off the top of our library. Beast Whisperer, an elf that lets us draw cards whenever we cast a creature. Dwynen is an elf lord that can also gain us some life. And this did get a reprint here in Foundation, so there we go. Lisa Lana is whenever we cast an elf, we're going to make another elf. Elf Buddy, here's a Tyvar card. All our elves now can tap for black and plus, put a +1/+1 counter up to 1 target elf, untap it, it gains Death Touch. For 0, we can make a elf token, and -6, get an emblem. Whenever you cast an elf spell, it gains haste, and you draw 2 cards. So that would be insane if we can pull that off. A little bit of removal, Binding of the Old Gods. Herald unites the elves. You can look for elf and Tyvar cards, plus up each elf, and then when you do a big attack, everything's going to get minus on the opponent's board. Mortality's Spear here, just another removal, instant speed. Golgari. Wardens of the Cycle. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you can gain 2 life, or what we're more often going to choose, draw a card, lose a life. So that's cool. More card draw. And speaking of card draw, we got Return of the Wild Speaker. And this will let us draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures we control. Hopefully maybe, an Endray's Forerunners or a Craterhoof goes along with that. We can also buff up the whole team. So that can be an overrun effect, like Overrun +3/+3 trample, or Overcome +2/2 trample. And Vanquisher's Banner, we can buff our elves and draw when we cast elves. That'll be cool. And Casualties of War, we can just destroy a lot of different stuff. Great Henge, we can draw lots of cards. We have some sack lands here that we can use with Deathrite Shaman, but mostly we're going to use Deathrite Shaman with our opponent stuff. Castle Garenbrig to ramp. We got a lot of snow lands, so we'll put a Faceless Haven in here. It's going to become a 4/3 elf. And 3 Tree City, so we can get extra tapping from that to ramp Cavern of Souls to prevent our elves from getting countered. Lots of good stuff. Let's go and see this deck in action. Deck list in the description as usual, and check the description. Lots of good stuff in there. At the end, I'll show you the win rate of the deck, not just the games I was able to fit in the video.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Manadad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
Okay, up against Bonnie Paul. That's, Let's see. We only have 2 lands, but we do have Elvish Mystic. Let's keep it. Brawl videos don't get a ton of love from the YouTube algorithm, so if you subscribe just for Brawl, let me know. Are you somebody who watches the standard videos I make, or did you just randomly show up here because you're a big fan of Lathril? Kind of curious. Let's just ramp. Ramp it. Three Tree City. Gaming Elf. And, yeah. Swing you for 6. outramp Bonnie Paul, we'll be in good shape. Maybe I was supposed to cast Lathril there. Okay, so we not want to blow up Gyre Engineer because we have Defense of the Heart. We just want to play Lathril. So we should have put the plus on Pima. Attack you for 9. What you got, Bonnie Paul? There's Bonnie. The big ol' ox. Okay. Well, what if I did Defense of the Heart? And then... See, we could do Binding of the Old Gods. But then Defense of the Heart doesn't trigger. This way we can attack with Lathril, though. You wanted to see Lathril make Elves. Here we go. Opponent scoops it up. Lathril to victory. Up against Ulamog the Defiler. And a Lathril. Ooh, okay. This could be really good if we get one more green source. Should we keep it?
There should be no risk management. Study risk-taking, not risk management.
Risky business.
When you cast this spell, target opponent exiles the top half of their library. Okay. So our goal is just not to let them cast that card, I guess. Get a basic forest, or do we go for Overgrown Tomb? I feel like Cut Down is not going to do much. Mountain Port. Oh, okay, good. So we do get a creature. So we'll be able to Archdruid next turn. Cold Steel Heart. Opponent's ramping like the Dickens. Yeah, little Dickens. Life in Pieces. Opponent has some very original spelling. What's the matter? You couldn't misspell in? Only 2 out of your 3 words in your name were misspelled? Oh, okay. We hit a land. Name an elf. That's the turn. Eden's Labyrinth. Well, now that taps for 2. But Breaker of Creation is at least out of their hand. Iron Crag. Holy camoly. I think we're going to need to blow up some of these ramp pieces. Thought Not Seer. Or maybe we... We'll probably take Mortality Spear. Overrun could be kind of dangerous, though. Okay. Took the overrun. Oracle of Mildea. If I play this, then I can play this. Could have gone either way. Darksteel Citadel, Automated Artificer, and a Nettle Cyst. Oof, okay. That's nasty. I only cast artifacts. We kill the Thought Not Seer, we draw a card. On the other hand, we don't want... or we could just do this. Guess we don't want those two guys coming in. I'll trade with the Oracle. Are they getting close to Ugin mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An artifact. I should have cut down this guy before. Make 5 elves. The next turn we just pump into Allosaurus Shepherd and Bob's our uncle, I think. Let's see what opponent's got. Paradox Engine, okay. I don't have any spells to follow up with. Could equip the Nettle Cyst on there. Shaman of the Pack. The Shaman of the Pack. Oh. We were about to hit him for 9 or 10. That would have been cool. Playing some Lathril up against Kona. Ooh, okay. Nobody's doing anything fair here, but we'll keep this. Hopefully they give us a target to Broken Bond, but probably not yet. Jaspera Sentinel. Play tap land, hit us for 1. Okay. Very chill way to go here. Next turn we could Lisa Lana. We could just get our Lathril going. It's like opponent's got a little bit choked for land. No. They got a lot of the same cards we do. You're an elf deck, I'm an elf deck. Guess we'll attack here and see what we get. Into the north, huh? Well... maybe I'll just get Lathril down? We came here to Lathril. Forest. Get the Kona. And they can tap it with the Sentinel. So, yeah. What are we facing here? Hopefully a big artifact or enchantment. Some giant creature. What's it gonna be? Sandworm Convergence. There we go. Perfect for my Broken Bond. Bye-bye Convergence. So this comes in untapped, huh? And I can give all my elves that, or just start going wide, I think. And Glissa, they don't really have a good block on Glissa, so. Draw a card. Guess Glissa could have blown up the Sandworm Convergence. Now we have 2 tap lands. Joliu. Gonna tap Kona or no? They have nothing. Plays a land. Just straight up plays Impervious Great Worm. Nice. 16/16 indestructible. I don't know if we have a single card in our deck that deals with that. Doesn't trample though. And they also put in an Earthquake Dragon. Okay. Well, Casualties of War is good. That's going to kind of eat our whole turn, though. Let's start as creature and a land. You're the creature. Guess, Cavern of Souls? A swamp. Yeah, we don't need a swamp. So let's see. We get chumpers for the Great Worm if we attack with Lathril, so. Let's hope they're out of giant stuff to throw down. Oh, wait, but yeah, they can just block Glissa. Whoops. Oops. Because it's indestructible. Forgot about that.
From the end zone, he punts it. Oh, my goodness, this could be the longest punt in Super Bowl history.
I don't think I've been that excited for a punt. What a punt.
Opponent. Well, they're going to bring back Earthquake Dragon to their hand. I forgot it had that ability. Did it always have that ability? It's been alchemized, it looks like. Play the Lighted Halfling. Taps the Kona. Don't even attack with the Great Worm. Unfortunately, draw Overgrown Tomb. We need some card draw. Let's go find Snowland of some renown. Faceless Haven. And might want an untapped land for some reason. So Dwynen could chump Earthquake Dragon, but I don't think we need to. No attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need 5 more elves to use Lathril's tap ability. All right. Definitely chumping the 16. I guess we'll take 15 damage. Puts us in some danger. Titanoth Rex. Oh, they gave it trample? Okay, nice. Not dead, are we? Oh, we are dead. Okay. That's how you lose. Attempting to ELFBALL with Lathril. Yeah, the Springbloom Druid and stuff. I like this hand. Maybe we were supposed to play the... No, they didn't play anything, so that was good. Well, 2 or more other lands, so yeah, just do that. So we could actually Archdruid. I think we'll Springbloom instead. Blow up the swamp to get a swamp and forest. Boop de boop. One of growth spirals. Tetiova doesn't die to cut down. Maybe we just want to get Defense of the Heart down as soon as we can. Settle the Wild. They're ramping like crazy. Without Taddy in play. Taddy B. Are they saying nice for themselves? Huh. Do this and Lathril. We're 2 turns away from Archdruid, but Archdruid will attack for a tap for a bunch of mana. It's a Prismatic Vista. Crucible of Worlds replays Prismatic Vista. They play 2 in a turn. Did I miss something? Make a bunch of elves. Archdruid. They could have a counterspell here. Seems to kind of be hanging. Defense of the Heart does nothing right now because they don't have any creatures. Planar Genesis. It's the fixed growth spiral. We're kind of out of action. Got all the mana in the world, nothing to spend it on. Scooty Swarm. Scooty for Djibouti. They're scooting. Man, wish I had cut down available there. Shouldn't have maxed out mana, I guess. Now they have a bajillion scoots. Okay, well, we get to end race 400 Crater Hoof. Yeah. I wish you didn't scoot so much, did ya? Lathril, Blade of the Elves. Rollerblade of the Elves. Up against Emperor Apatsek, Intli the Fourth. What is Emperor Apatsek? Is this one of those alchemies? It is. Whenever another creature you control enters, that creature perpetually gains haste if its power is 4 or greater. If its toughness or 4 or greater, gain 4 life. Its mana value 4 or greater, seek a creature. Ooh, okay. So probably going to be playing a lot of 4-drops. Let's seek more 4-drops. We can keep this. We need like 1 more mana. Oh, but we could tap lands, huh? Okay. We'll play the Shaman in the case that they play a fetch land. Land? Ooh, okay. Springabloom Druid. Let's just blow up the swamp. Go get swamp and a forest. And attack you for 1. Opponent, no white mana to bring out their... Let's see. Let me find another creature. No, we cannot. Ouch. Alright, maybe sequencing wise I was supposed to play that after Lathril. Lathril connects and makes a bunch of elves. Opponent goes harrowing. Alright, so I have a feeling their commander's coming down next turn. We can Casualties of War it. That would be pretty rough for them. Oh, they go with Ilhard. Interesting. That's one of those ones that keeps coming back. We can't cast the banner? They've harrowed. Most definitely can cast a banner. Naming elf. No attacks. Now every elf we cast from here on out draws a card. Kind of like Emperor Apatsek Intli. We're getting hit hard though with a Kogla. Oh my goodness, it's gonna fight Death Ray. Okay, better that than the Allosaurus Shepherd, I suppose. No blocks. hard cast that next turn. Ooh, great hinge. Can't quite cast Casualties of War. We got Golgari Charm. If we play Lathril, they probably fight it. Play Lisa Lana, they probably fight that. Yeah, there's not really a. We just, I guess, need to try to find lands. Ritual could be useful at some point. Maybe they just attack Ilharg, fight this down, and they win. I don't think there's much we can do. Okay, hard cast Warring Class. They got some forests. They got card, no? That's hasty. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're toast. Okay, here's the stats for the games, not just what I could fit in the video. 57% win rate, very respectable. Just over 30 minutes playtime too to get in 7 games. 100% on the draw. I think that's just variance and 50% on the play. I think it would probably go more towards the play if we played more games, but did pretty well, especially against Simic decks, surprisingly. What do you know? What do you know? Well, what can I say about this deck? I like how it performs. You could play around with the levels of stuff, maybe too many 4-drops, maybe put in some more cheap stuff, maybe a bit more removal, depending on what the metagame is going on with Brawl, but otherwise, very pleased with this deck build. Thanks for joining me in the attic. Check out some other cool Brawl videos up here, and this is Mana Dad reminding you, Magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.